if I told you wolves are communicating every second through sound, movement, scent, and silence? And most of it humans never even notice. This is not just behavior. This is a language system refined over thousands of years, allowing wolves to live, move, hunt, and coexist with almost no unnecessary conflict. In this video, we're going deep, fact-based, detailed, and complete. Because once you understand wolf communication, you don't just see wolves differently, you understand connection differently. Wolves are highly social animals. They live in family units, packs, where communication is essential for cooperation, territory, raising young, and stability. The communication operates through 3 integrated systems: vocal, visual, and chemical. And here's the key: no signal stands alone. Every message is layered: sound, posture, expression, and context. Let's break one of the biggest myths. Wolves don't howl at the full moon. That's a myth. They're not calling the moon. They're calling their pack. A call that can travel for miles just to find each other, to hold the family together, to say, "I'm here." They can howl anytime, day or night. Wolves are often more active around dawn and dusk, which is why howling is heard more during those times. And when the moon is full, the night is simply brighter. More light simply allows them to move and stay active longer. But it doesn't make them howl. The pack does. Wolves don't howl for just one reason. A single howl can carry multiple meanings at once. It can be a way of locating pack members or reuniting after separation. It can serve as a warning to other wolves or a clear signal that a territory is already occupied. In other moments, howling strengthens social bonds, especially during chorus howls where the entire pack joins in. And sometimes it reflects emotion, excitement, tension, even distress. Wolves will also howl when a pack member is gone. And these howls change. They continue. The same call repeated, with no response. Wolves have been observed returning to places where a pack member died, again and again. Some withdraw, some eat less. The pack rhythm changes. This is not random. Wolves form deep, lasting bonds. They live as a family, and when one is lost, it leaves a mark on the entire pack. The call remains, even when the answer does not. There are also moments when wolves choose not to howl at all, especially if revealing their location could put them at risk. And howling is just one part of a much larger vocal system. Researcher Jeffrey Reed describes wolves as having over 20 different vocal call types.
Wolves have over 20 different call types, including barks, yelps, whimpers, whines, moans, whoas, and even teeth clacking. And they're one of a few species who collectively communicate in what's called a chorus howl.
Different studies group these sounds in different ways, but what's clear is this: wolf communication cannot be reduced to just one sound. The voices are part of a much larger layered system of communication. A wolf's howl can travel for miles. Under ideal conditions, it can reach distances of up to around 16 kilometers, about 10 miles. But that range depends heavily on terrain, wind, vegetation, and atmospheric conditions. Modern research is beginning to reveal just how complex wolf communication really is. Researcher Jeffrey T. Reed explores wolf howls through bioacoustics, the science of analyzing sound. By studying frequencies, patterns, timing, and vocal structure. His work, including recordings from places like Yellowstone National Park, shows that wolf howls carry far more than sound. Each wolf can have a distinct vocal signature, like a voice print. What you're hearing now is 907F howling, one of my favorite wolves of all time. Even within a species, individuality can still be heard. Bark-Howls are structured, not random, and a chorus howl may even make a pack sound larger to outsiders. Howls can carry layered information, identity, location, and emotional tone. This kind of research is changing how we understand wolves, from animals that simply make noise to animals exchanging information across distance. There is a common misconception that wolves don't bark, and some even say they only puff. That's not true. Wolves do bark, but unlike domestic dogs, it's not constant. It's rare, controlled, and highly purposeful. Barking is mainly used as an alarm to warn the pack, signal danger, or to protect den sites. Their barks are shorter, deeper, and more abrupt. Wolves can also combine signals into what's known as a bark-howl. It begins as a sharp bark, immediate and urgent, then extends into a howl that carries across distance. One signal for alert, one for reach. You may also hear people describe wolves as puffing. What they are referring to are short, breathy sounds, huffs, chuffs, brief exhalations, usually heard as close range during social interaction or tension. These are subtle, short-range signals, not a replacement for barking, not the same as howling, just another layer in a much more complex system. Before we go deeper into body language, you may notice some blue or green on the tips of their ears. I work at a wolf sanctuary that provides a home for rescued and surrendered huskies, wolf dogs, and wolves. This is a wound spray we use for the prevention and treatment of topical infections. We have a big issue with horseflies in the area and they tend to bite the ears, so this helps protect and treat them. Most wolf communication doesn't make a sound. It happens through the body, constantly, subtle, and with incredible precision. Every movement matters. Even a shift in weight, a pause, or a sudden stillness can carry meaning. The position of the tail, the angle of the ears, the height of the body, even the way a wolf looks or chooses not to look, it's all part of the message. If you watch closely, the tail tells you a lot. A tail held high and rigid signals a strong, assertive presence, not necessarily aggression, but confidence and control. If that tail is still high but more relaxed, the message softens into calm confidence. And when the tail hangs down, straight and neutral, this is not submission, it is a relaxed, balanced state. But as the tail lowers further or begins to tuck beneath the body, you start to see uncertainty, submission, or even fear. There's also a subtle variation, a tail held low but with a slight curl, not fully tucked, not fully relaxed. This can often reflect internal tension, uncertainty, nervousness, a wolf that is not fully at ease. And then there's movement. A high stiff wag can signal heightened arousal or tension, while a lower loose wag is more fluid, often seen in play or relaxed social interaction. Because in wolves, it's not just the position of the tail, it's how it's carried, how it moves, and the context around it. The ears add another layer. Forward ear shows attention, a wolf focused on something in its environment. But ear position is constantly shifting. If one ear is forward and the other turns back, that's a wolf taking information from multiple directions, listening, assessing, aware of more than one thing at once. If both ears begin to move back, that often signals a certainty, caution, of a wolf that is not fully comfortable. And when the ears flatten tightly against the head, that's more than simple awareness. It can signal appeasement, submission, or heightened tension. You'll often see this in more submissive individuals, especially during greetings or when approaching a higher-ranking wolf. Not necessarily fear, but a clear signal of respect and intention to avoid conflict. There's also another position you may notice, ears held out to the side, almost like aeroplane wings. This often reflects discomfort, tension, a wolf that is not at ease with the situation. But it doesn't stop there. The eyes matter too. A direct fixed stare can be a challenge, a way of asserting presence or testing another wolf. But wolves don't rely on that often. More commonly, you'll see the opposite. A wolf will look away, soften its gaze, or avoid eye contact completely. Not weakness, but a deliberate signal to prevent conflict. There's also intensity in the eyes. Wide, fixed eyes with a tense face can signal high arousal or potential escalation, whereas softer eyes combined with relaxed facial muscles indicate calm, stable interaction. And then there's the face as a whole. A relaxed, open mouth during play, loose lips, soft eyes, compared to tightened lips, exposed teeth, tension through the muscle. These are clear signals, not random expressions, but communication tied directly to context. You may also notice yawning. This is Zeev, one of our wolf dogs experiencing the beach for the first time. A completely new environment, new sounds, new smells, and you'll see him yawn. Now look at the rest of his body. The tail is neutral, the posture is relaxed. So this isn't fear, it is a shift, a moment of adjusting, taking in the environment and settling into it. And this is where yawning is often misunderstood, because it doesn't have one fixed meaning. You'll see it during transitions after interaction as energy shifts, and sometimes it even passes between individuals, especially those that are closely connected. So the meaning isn't in the yawn itself, it's in everything around it, because in wolves and in dogs, you don't read one signal, you read the whole animal. They also communicate through touch, through muzzle licking, body contact, and close physical interaction, reinforcing bonds and social structure within the pack. You may also notice gentle nibbling or light chewing, especially around the face, neck, or ears. This is not aggression, it is a form of social grooming, a way of maintaining connection, reducing tension, and strengthening relationships within the pack. You may also see what looks like a neck hole. where one wolf places its mouth around the neck of another. And this is where context really matters, because the neck is a vulnerable area. In other situations, during hunting, this is where wolves target to bring prey down. So when you see this between wolves, it's not random. You'll often observe this during play, repeated, controlled, and clearly signaled through relaxed body language. There is no pressure to harm. Instead, it becomes something else, a form of social bonding, a way of reinforcing relationships within the pack. And in many cases, a display of trust, allowing close contact in a vulnerable area. You'll see it paired with loose movement, play signals, and balanced interaction between individuals. Because in wolves, even the most powerful actions can be softened into communication. But the most powerful part of wolf communication is how they use their entire body to maintain respect and avoid conflict. A subordinate wolf lowers its body, makes itself smaller, turns its head slightly away, avoiding direct eye contact. Because in the wolf world, a direct stare can be a challenge. You'll often see muzzle licking, not affection, but a signal of respect. A way of saying, I acknowledge you, there's no threat here. Movements slow down, become more controlled. And the response? A confident wolf doesn't need aggression. It stands tall, calm, steady. Because in wolves, dominance is not about force, it's about clarity. Wolves don't rely on fighting to maintain order. They rely on communication. And because of that, conflict is often avoided before it even begins. There's a whole layer of wolf communication that we rarely notice because we can't see it, and most of us can't smell it the way they do. But for wolves, this is one of the most important systems they have. Scent is information, constant, detailed, and incredibly precise. As a wolf moves through its territory, it leaves messages behind through urine, scat, or even body scent. To another wolf, these are not random, they are readable. A wolf can approach a scent mark and gather detailed information such as identity, sex, reproductive status, and how their territory is being used. And this information is not static. Scent fades, it changes over time, which means timing matters. A fresh scent mark tells a very different story than one that is hours or days old. Some research suggests wolves may even revisit scent marks, not just to remark territory, but to recheck information as it changes. This becomes critical for rival packs and especially for lone wolves. A lone wolf can move through an area and read the landscape without ever seeing another wolf. It can assess presence, activity, and risk, and from that it decides, do I move forward or do I avoid the space altogether? Because scent communication is not just about marking territory, it's about avoiding conflict before it happens. Instead of constant confrontation, wolves communicate in advance, silently long before wolves ever meet face to face. And then there's scent rolling. A wolf may roll in a carcass or any strong environmental scent. This is thought to serve multiple functions. It may mask their own scent, carry scent information back to the pack, and play a role in social interaction. And if this feels familiar, it should, because your dog does the same thing. What looks random to us is still part of an ancient communication system. To understand just how powerful a wolf's sense of smell is, you have to compare it to our own. Wolves have around 200 million scent receptors in their nose. Humans, only about 5 to 6 million. Let that sink in. They are not just smelling more, they are experiencing an entirely different world. A world made of information. And in my next educational video, we'll explore the world of wolf senses and just how sensitive and highly attuned they really are, from smell to hearing to vision, and how they navigate a world far beyond what we can perceive. When you look at a wolf and then a dog, you're not looking at two completely different animals. You're looking at a connection. All dogs, the domestic dog, descend from wolves. In biological terms, they are a domesticated lineage of wolves, and genetically that connection is still incredibly strong. Wolves and dogs share over 99% of their DNA, an almost identical genetic blueprint. And you can still see that connection in behavior, in the way a dog moves, watches, communicates. When a dog rolls in a scent or suddenly becomes still and alert, that's not random, that's instinct, shaped over thousands of years but never fully removed. Even in the smallest breeds like a Chihuahua, that ancestry is still there, not in how they look but in how they respond to the world. What domestication changed was the environment. It changed selection, behavior thresholds, and how those instincts are expressed. But it didn't erase the foundation. The wild is still there. When you step back and really look at it, wolf communication isn't chaotic. It's precise. Every signal has meaning. Every movement has intention. Every response is measured. Wolves don't communicate to overpower each other. They communicate to maintain balance. Because in their world, conflict has consequences. So instead, they rely on clarity. They read each other, respond to each other, adjust before things escalate. And maybe that's where this goes beyond wolves. Because somewhere along the way, we started believing communication is about being louder. But wolves show us something different. That real communication isn't about volume. It's about awareness, timing, and understanding, even when nothing is spoken. Because in the end, communication isn't about being louder. It's about being clear enough to be understood.